Paul, you mentioned a couple times during the show you did have Ty Simpson to win the Heisman Trophy. You can get a really good number on him now to win the award. He's north of 40-1 to win the Heisman Trophy. As you look at the current odds board, Garrett Nussmeier, plus 900, John Mateer, plus 900, Carson Beck's 10-1, Dante Moore 11-1, Arch is back down to 12-1, Lenore Sellers at 15-1. I don't see the value with Mateer at plus 900 because of how brutal their schedule is. And they're going up against a lot of really good defenses that even if they do win some of those games, I don't know if he's going to put up those Heisman-type numbers. I think Nussmeier should be the favorite. I think that's fair. But I know Sammy P's been talking a lot about Carson Beck, and I don't know if I'd bet it at 10-1, but to me, he feels like the guy that's probably got a really good chance to win this award. The only thing that concerns me about Miami is that their final 2 games of the season are at Pitt and at Virginia Tech. And at the end of November, those are going to be 2 difficult, cold places to play, and Miami's probably going to lean on their ground attack and this much improved defense that they had. So I don't know, while Beck is looking for marquee wins, Miami's trying to make the playoff and make the ACC title game potentially, if he's going to put up monster numbers in those games. And there's a chance with Cristobal's track record, they can maybe lose one of those games. I just worry about the end of their schedule. But again, I mean, they have tough teams, and their offense should be really good, and he looked great against Notre Dame. So I think Beck makes a lot of sense. But when a guy's at like 30-1, it's hard to justify him at 10-1 to try and bet him to win the award.
That's what I was going to say. I mean, I think Sammy got him north of 30, north of 35. I want to say the number was like 37. So I can't really say it's a good bet at 10-1. Again, the way that schedule shakes out, at least, until the end, I could see, the case for him putting up points. I mean, toughest games, right? You got Florida next week, maybe, but I mean, they'll be coming off a pretty tough game today, and then obviously against Florida State. So yeah, I mean, the path is certainly there for him. Looking at the rest of the board, like I understand the Nussmeier case. Mateer, again, couldn't bet it at 9. Time to bet that was a couple of weeks ago. Again, with the Murderers Row schedule coming up. Arch, not really interested at 12-1. Lenore Sellers at 15. We can talk about this Vandy South Carolina game. I think that's a little pricey, or it's not as much value as I'd like on him at 15-1. Gunnar Stockton at 18, never. Drew Aller at 20, never. One that is interesting that's come up on our show on Bet Sweats the last couple weeks, and it's kind of come back down the board a little bit, is Devin Dampier of Utah. Yeah. He's sitting at 20-1. I could get interested in that. And then I was like, all right, let me look at the number on Marcel Reed coming into tonight's game. 25 is interesting. There's a whole write-up on him, I believe it was CBSSports.com, about his quarterback coach and wanting to become more of a passing quarterback. We've always seen him as a dual threat. If he wins today, I'm just wondering if he can be consistent enough to actually get all the way home. And I mean, again, you talk about a tough slate. You got Auburn after a bye week. You're going into Death Valley. You're going to Austin, and for your last game of the season, probably not buying him at 25-1. But that was one I wanted to look at. And then now Ty Simpson, I think he was at 50 before today's game. I now see a 35. DJ Lagway, can't say I'm really interested in him either. Again, with like whispers of like he's kind of hurt and they have a tough schedule, or it might not be 100%. So yeah, maybe it might be coming back to Dampier at 20-1. Might be the one I'd be most interested in right now.
Man, and Utah plays Texas Tech next week, which is going to be an awesome game between maybe the 2 best teams in the Big 12. So if you do like Dampier, they're big favorites on the road against Wyoming today, but this might be your best opportunity because if they beat Tech next week and he looks great, that number is just going to only continue to go down. So I think that's a good look. Jackson Arnold with Auburn, Paul, I think is an interesting look too if Auburn's able to get into the college football playoff because he's got those 2 great receivers. You have a great offensive coach in Hugh Freeze. They do have Bama and Georgia at home this year, so there's a good chance that they probably win one, if not both of those games. because Auburn's just a really tough place to play. And they usually don't beat Georgia and Bama on the road, but when they get them at home, they usually win one of those games, and I think they're going to win the Iron Bowl this year. So they have the big win over Baylor. They do have to go at Oklahoma, at A&M the next 2 weeks. If they're able to win one of those games and then split Bama and Georgia, I mean, there's a chance Auburn could get to 10-2. Maybe they get to 9-3, but I think there's a case there maybe for Jackson Arnold 20-1 if Auburn is a college football playoff team. But he is somebody that I was looking at potentially as well. But I'm with you. No Stockton, no Drew Aller.